Hi there. My name's James, Jimmy, or JT, whichever one you prefer. I make a year on T next week and also a month post-op next week as well. So that's pretty exciting. I'm just here to hopefully help you guys out, fill a guest spot, and talk about a positive impact in my life. Um, it's hard for me to just choose one person or one experience. So I'm going to go with my chosen family. Um, my family of origin has not been very helpful, I suppose, and supportive. They're happy for me, but it's been difficult for them to understand and for them to recognize my identity. My chosen family and core family have been there for me from day one and even before I started transitioning. They knew me pre-transition, and when I was ready to transition, choose a different name and different pronouns, they were there for me from the beginning. Um, on my dysphoric days, on my hard days, I could text one of my friends and say, "Today's hard," and they'd be back with me in an instant and say, "What's wrong? Let's talk about it." And I would tell them, I was like, "Today's hard because of this, blah, 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 and this." And they'd be there for me, and they would have my back, and they'd talk with me. They'd tell me, "Don't worry, tomorrow will be easier. Don't worry, I'm here. Today's hard for me too." Um, they were there with me to celebrate my victories. They were happy for me when I started T. They were happy for me when I made 1 month, when I made 3 months, when I made 9 months. I'm sure they'll be over the moon that I'll make a year next week. Uh, Most recently, though, they were super supportive and overwhelmingly amazing when I made my surgery date. I had surgery a month ago. Um, I needed a lot of help from my friends and my community. Uh, I had a rotating schedule. I had people show up. I had someone bring me to my surgery and bring me home. I stayed at a friend's house uh, in the city I had my surgery. They also, most importantly, valued and respected my identity and my choice and my timeline for whatever that meant. I could have waited 2 years to go on T, and they would have been happy. They would have been happy for me if I hadn't had surgery. They are happy for me and my identity because it makes me happy. And that is the most amazing thing I could have. I was able to focus on my timeline of what I wanted because they were happy for my identity, regardless of however long it took me. Um, I've always thought that I had transitioned without a partner because I didn't have a physical partner and I didn't have a girlfriend with me for the past 2 years or 3 years. And that was hard. I would get upset some days. I was like, I don't have a partner. This could be so much easier if I had a partner. But I learned in the last month that I never needed one. I had an entire family of 30 people here, so many others who don't live here that were behind me all the time, 100%. And that's awesome. I guess what I'm trying to say is your chosen family or your bio family, whatever your family is, that understand you and have your identity and they understand you as a person, they're important and they'll be there for you. And I really hope that you guys have that. And I know that it can be easy for me to say, "Hey, your chosen family's great," because I have one. But I speak from experience, knowing that the struggle to find one and build those relationships is scary and hard and difficult. But I hope that you guys find that. And if you don't, there is a million of us. There's a million trans brothers, a million trans sisters. They're online. We have an online presence, and we can be there for you as best as possible. It may not be the same, but you aren't alone, and I hope that no one ever feels alone in their transition, because you're not. We exist, we're a population, and we're so important. And I don't want you to ever forget that. whatever your identity is and wherever you're at with it, you're important. And I think you're important. So try and stay positive, and tomorrow will be better. Just